Good morning and welcome to the Granbull Solo Run on the RetroBrown channel. The evolution of the Snubbull line, and we've already done the Snubbull run, so we should have a good idea of how this one should go. It's going to be an interesting run. In this generation, of course, Granbull is only a normal type. It doesn't get the fairy type until Gen 6. And you know what? To be fair, I prefer it being a normal type, to be honest. I don't really like the fairy type. We'll soon find out in future videos how we do with them when we finally get to Gen 6. We've got a base stat total of 450, majority of that's in our whopping 120 attack. Who knew that Granbull had 120 base attack? That's crazy. But it also means that our low base speed is going to be a problem at 45 base speed. And yeah, it is going to be a problem because you need speed to make these runs work as well as they do. So, we start off with two moves, Tackle and Scary Face. And you know what? I'm actually going to see some usage out of these moves, these early on moves that we get. We're also going to see usage out of the likes of Charm, but we definitely want to get to level 13 as soon as we can for the move Bite. Dark is a special type in this generation, but even with our base 60 special attack, it's going to work. It is going to work. And we are going to need more special attack in this generation because, to be fair, if you've got the elemental punches, which we do get, you've got a good chance to do pretty well on these runs. So we'll soon find out how that goes. But for now, we need to deal with just having our physical attacking moves. So let's head back to New Bark Town, and we can finally name our rival for today. Annoyingly, I really wish you can get Repels or a cheat for No Wild in this generation, but this is what we have to deal with. So, we finally go against the rival here, and we're going to give him a Chikorita, just because it's probably the most defensively bulky Pokemon, so that actually makes the most sense to go against in my eyes for the hardest matchup. We tackle it into the ground pretty comfortably and head back over to New Bark Town to name our rival. Our rival for today is going to be, as we will find out very, very soon, probably one of our longest standing subscribers for a little while now. Probably joined around about the turn of the year. And it's going to be... It is going to be Prophet Lot. Thank you for subscribing. You asked for to be the rival against Granbull. Let's see how you do against us, buddy. Anyway, let's get on with this run. Now we've picked up our Pokeballs, the Pokedex, we can finally begin our adventure. And we tell the dude, no, we already know how to catch Pokemon, and we go against youngster Joey for some experience. We have picked up the move Tail Whip at level 4. At level 8, we will get the move Charm, which we definitely need. Let's go against Falconer's Gym. We are going to do this below the level cap. We're going to get rid of our Berry in the previous fight against Birdkeeper Ape, and we learn the move Charm, which is going to be crucial to this fight. So getting Scary Face as a starting move is actually a really good move in the early game. Because we don't have great base speed, we can make sure we can actually outspeed things. So we actually use Charm to lower their attack by 2 stages. 4 stages going against the Pidgeotto, and now only does 2 damage against us per hit. Meaning we've got a window to get 4 hits in, and on 1 HP we get the win at the level cap. That's a pretty decent start to the run. And we did that first time as well. We pick up the move Mud Slap, which is going to be crucial to the next cave we go through, because we don't have any moves to really take out poison or rock types. We actually we pick up Bite at level 13, and this supersedes any defenses that most of the Pokemon have in the early game, because most of them are going to be physical defenders, and we take down the rockets pretty quickly. But let's see how we do against Bugsy. Now, Bugsy's going to be a difficult fight for us in some regards, but we've got the tools we need to make this work. Reason why, again, Scary Face and Charm are going to be very crucial in this fight. Bite, being a special move, means that we can supersede the defense of the first 2 Pokemon. We use Scary Face to outspeed the Cypher, and also Bite has a chance to flinch, which means they can't get Fury Cutter accumulating very quickly. It's actually a very good Pokemon to set up against Bugsy, so I'm quite happy with that first time win. What's not going to be a first time win though is going to be the rival town fight here. The Azalea Town rival fight, because this is so difficult. By this point in the run, you don't have the greatest moveset to work with. You're lucky if you have a move that can hit the Ghastly, and annoyingly it puts us to sleep as well. But 1 bite can take it down pretty comfortably. Bite will be a 3-shot on the 2-shot on the Zubat with good ranges. Then after that comes the Bayleaf. We need to make sure that it's got lower speed so we can outspeed and flinch it, but annoyingly we have been poisoned as well. We managed to get a couple of couple of flinches in, and that makes the difference, giving us the win here. But that wasn't the first time win. It was, honestly, yeah. We tell our mum to shut up and head on with our run. My god, I'm being quite passive-aggressive today. Anyway, finally we can pick up some repels, which make this run so much quicker. I really wish you can get them earlier. I think you can get them earlier, but I'm not 100% sure. I usually pick them up here at Azalea Town. In Goldenrod, we are going to do a bit of shopping, but annoyingly, our friendship is not high enough to get returned just yet. What we have picked up is the move Headbutt, and we can also pick up the Elemental Punches here. Now, we only had enough money to pick up 2 of them, so we had to get rid of Fury Cutter because we can't use it anywhere. But from here, we can actually get 2 Elemental Punches to work with. Now, there's actually no need for us to have Ice Punch until after the Rocket side quest, when we actually start going against Dragon types. But for now, Thunder Punch and Fire Punch will get us through the next few gyms pretty comfortably. Let's see how we do against Whitney anyway, because Whitney is going to be actually not as big of a problem as I thought she would be. We'll soon find out. So again, we are sticking with bite strats here. We need to outspeed that Miltank coming up because it does have ridiculous space speed. Have you ever looked at a Miltank's base speed? Yeah, it's crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. But one Scary Face, reducing its speed by 2 stages, gives us enough to get some bites in. They won't accumulate much from rollout now, and we can get some flinches in. So there's a first time win against Whitney. We've had a first time win against every gym leader so far, but I can't. This is the RetroBrown channel. I can't guarantee that luck is going to keep up. We never really, I don't think I've ever had a deathless run in all of my runs. It's just, yeah. Apart from when I did the Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke in Gen 1, but then again, we did lose Pokemon on that run, so I can't even say that's a deathless run. Anyway, next gym leader up is Morty, the Ghost type leader, and this is going to be difficult. Morty, in some instances, would not be a difficult gym leader if not for just one move and one move alone, and that move is Curse. Well, 2. Hypnosis comes out as well. If they didn't have Hypnosis, they didn't have Curse, this would probably be one of the easiest gym leaders in this entire region, but no, Morty is actually a very difficult gym leader because of these just 2 moves alone. Basically, you're hoping for good luck. If they don't put you to sleep, they don't curse you, you're having an easy time in this fight. But if you get cursed, you get hypnosed, like put to sleep, you might as well just reset, because you're not going to wake up in time. With that though, we've had 4 gym badges in total, and we can progress on to try the optional rival fight here against Profit Lot again. Because we got Bite on our moveset, we can take out the Haunts pretty comfortably, but we have also been cursed. And Magnemite is resisted to Bite. We really should have taught Fire Punch by this point to deal with it. And yeah, we're not going to stand up to this Bayleaf. Curse damage takes us down, and we need to try again or move on. I opted to level up a tiny bit. We're at level 32 here, and we're going to just go for it. We're going to see what we can do here. Oh, I must have tried a different attempt and edit the footage differently. Yeah, we didn't actually get cursed in this attempt, as it seems. I'm not too sure what's happened there. Either way, when we're not cursed, this fight becomes incredibly easy. Curse is just an awful move to be put against. But we do beat the rival eventually, and we progress on to Cianwood City. Cianwood City is going to be difficult. We're a normal type. They've got hard-hitting physical fighting types. This might take us a while. So let's see how we do against the Dojo Brothers to start off with. Now, can we outspeed? Maybe. We can go for Charm's not going to do all too much. They can use Jump Kick, and I'm surprised we can even we can actually tank 1 Jump Kick. We managed to take it down, but we're on 9 HP going into the second guy who's got a Hitmonchan. And you know what? I'm actually happy to take a loss here, because we've beaten the first guy, which means we can go against the second guy without a full HP. So sometimes it's worth taking a loss, but it means we won't get returned as quick as we liked. But with Fire Punch and Thunder Punch, we have all we need to really take on the entirety of this gym. And that means Chuck as well as the gym leader, because he's got a Primeape and he's got a Poliwrath. Guess which moves we're going to use here. So Primeape's out first, and we've got nothing that's super effective, but we need to take it down as quick as possible so we can get through to that Poliwrath. Poliwrath is going to use Dynamic Punch on us and one-shot us. 50% accuracy, and it seems to hit every single time against us. It's always a lottery, this fight. Anyway, this time around we get better luck against the Poliwrath and get 2 Thunder Punches in for the win. That's 5 gym badges down. We progress on to the 6, which is going to be, strangely, the easiest gym leader in this entire run for us, for the fact that we have Fire Punch. We meet Chuck's wife, who tells him he's too fat, and we progress back to hand the potion to Jasmine. From there we can jump down the lighthouse, which doesn't seem safe whatsoever for an 11-year-old to be doing, and then progress on to the gym after we've healed up in the Pokemon Center. I need to try and do more of these runs where I actually pick up potions along the way, because I don't do that all too often. Jasmine is a joke here. Fire Punch our way through, and this is going to be the very easiest gym badge we get in this entire run. Even the Steelix, who can tank at least 1 Fire Punch, can't stand up to 2. So there we go. 6 gym badges, and we progress on to the 7th. But because this game has its Rocket side quest, we can't do that straight away. We need to go to the Lake of Rage, and from there we do the Rocket side quest. The Rocket side quest, it could be left out of this game, and I wouldn't miss it if I'm being honest. The only one that's really worth going against is this Gyarados, and with Thunder Punch, not a problem for us whatsoever. It's a one-shot. After that, we can talk to this guy called Lance. I have no idea who he is, but yeah, he asks us to follow him, and then we go back to Mahogany Town after going and picking up some items, and we see him hyper beam random guy. This guy means business, and that brings us to the Rocket side quest. Now, Rocket side quest for us is not a problem whatsoever. If they don't have Psychic types in Drowsy, they've got Zubats, they don't really have much to really worry about whatsoever. Grimer's the only thing that can really tank the bite, and Rattatas. Like, how did Team Rocket actually gain notoriety and actually, like, become a threat, really, with Pokemon choices like that? Anyway, the executive here has got an Arbok to start off with, which goes down to 2 Fire Punches. Gloom goes down to a 3rd, and Murkrow goes down to a Thunder Punch. Incredibly easy fight. The Electrodes after this are more annoying to go against. But beating up the Rocket side quest here, we can then go against the 7th gym, because from here we have another type advantage with our elemental punches. Price is out first with his Seal, and he's going to get a move in because Thunder Punch one-shots. It's not going to one-shot the Dugong though, because it's a bit bulkier, and the Piloswine is weak to fire. This is why you only need Fire Punch and Thunder Punch to get through the first 7 gyms. After that though, we are going to teach Ice Punch once we've got through the Rocket side quest. But we're making good time, not the best of times, but it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, and that's the Rocket side quest. Why do you guys subscribe? I don't understand it. Anyway, we've finally got high friendship enough that we can get the move Return, and this move alone is easily the best move in Gen 2. Return is hands down the best move in Gen 2. Like, what can really stand against it once your friendship is high enough and you've got other moves like Curse and such to work with? We are going to get a few proteins from the Goldenrod department store, just so we can give ourselves a little bit of a boost in the attack, because now we have Return. We've actually got something. Ah, damn it, I used it on a Pidgey. Damn it, I could have used 3 proteins, but I used 1 on the Pidgey. That's annoying, I've wasted money there. Either way, Return is such a good move in Gen 2. As you've seen by pretty much 90% of my red fights, it's the optimum move to be using against him. We're going to get rid of Charm by this point, because most things from now on are going to be more special attackers. And we can progress on to the top of the radio tower. I mean, we could go... Yeah, we need to go to the top of the radio tower, and this guy has 6 Pokemon. 5 of which are Coffins, 1 is a Weezing. Who thought this was a good team setup for a major fight in the game? Like, this is why Return is such a good move. We're just one-shotting everything. This guy is just wasting our time. I'll rein it back in now. I always complain about the Rocket side quest. I hate it. It is a shit part of Gen 2. What's a good part of this though is the rival fight in the underground. This is a very... This can go either way with the moveset we've got right now. Thunder Punch takes down the Golbat, but we are confused. Thankfully, we fight through it to go against the Haunter. It curses itself, which is never great to see, and we are still... Well, no, just jumped out of confusion. From here, Fire Punch will take out the Sneasel, and we've only got the Meganium left to worry about with Fire Punch. Thankfully, Curse Damage did not take us out, and we get a win. That wasn't a first time win, but that is still a comfortable win. This Rocket Executive is definitely a lot harder to deal with. Not for us though, because Return is just one-shot in everything, and we're already level 50 because of all the mandatory fights we need to go against. So, from here, once we've got the Rainbow Wing, we can progress on to the 8th gym, which is, of course, the Dragon-type gym. And this is why we need Ice Beam. Ice Beam, Ice Punch. That's what I meant to say. But we don't even need it for this fight. Return is just one-shot in everything. This is why it's such a good move out. Friendship is probably maxed out by this point, and we just do tons of damage. It's even one-shot in the Kingdra. So, yeah. Who needs Ice Punch when you've got Return? And with all 8 gym badges in tow, we can progress onto the Elite Four. And of course, Victory Road, which means one more rival fight against Profit Lot. Once we picked up the Dragon Fang, which again is a pointless task for you to do, we can go against the rival. Starts off with Sneasel in this fight, and we're going to go for a Return. One-shotting it down, and that brings in Golbat. We actually outspeed the Golbat now, and we can Fire Punch the Magneton. We're 3 for 3 so far, pretty good. We can use Bite against the Haunter, because for God knows why, we've still got Bite this far into the run. To be fair, there's not many other good moves that we could use. We could use Shadow Ball, but that doesn't really take advantage of our good moves, really. I could go and teach Sludge Bomb, because that might be useful, and it's a physical move. But, I always forget where Sludge Bomb is, in all honesty. Once we've picked up our items, we've healed up our Pokemon, we've progressed on, and we can go against a Psychic-type trainer, Will. And this might be harder than I actually anticipated, really. So let's see how we do. So, Will is out first, and first up is Xatu. Bite probably could do decent damage, but Return just one-shots it. It's pretty much going to be a Return sweep. But with us not being able to outspeed, that poses a problem. We take a lot of damage. So what do? We go up to level 56, and we're still not outspeeding, but we get better luck against the first couple of Pokemon. We get double slapped and confused against the Jinx, and then wake up pretty much straight away. Return is even one-shotting the bulky Executor and the bulky Slowbro. Can we outspeed this final Xatu? No, we can't, and we hit ourselves in confusion, take some damage, but get a Return in for the win. Second time victory, but I'm not happy that it took us 2. Koga's out next, and of course most of his Pokemon pretty defensively weak. Apart from Muck. Muck is very defensively bulky, and so is Forretress, but it is 4 times weak to Fire Punch, so easy win. Return is even a one-shot on Muck, and as long as we can hit the Crobat, we've got a win. That's a very easy win against Koga, and we progress on to Bruno. Now once again, I am scared for fighting types. So we need to hit hard, we need to hit fast, and we need to get out this fight as quick as possible. Thankfully, Hitmonlee missed its high jump kick. That would have turned the battle on its head incredibly quick. We can outspeed the Machamp and one-shot it with a Return, and it's turned into probably one of the easier fights that we've actually done. It was just scary going in because we know we didn't have the type advantage. Karen's out next, and again we are going to see the annoying curse strategies. We actually one-shot the Umbreon, who is a defensive behemoth. And wow, we managed to get through to the Gengar with full HP, but we have just been cursed, which is annoying. We need to one-shot everything to not take curse damage. That brings us through to the final Houndoom. We get put on 52 HP, but because we one-shot it, we don't take curse damage. And that brings us through to the champion. This is where our run kind of went south. Yes, we can Thunder Punch the Gyarados pretty comfortably, but we do not outspeed many of his Pokemon. Even though we are 12-13 levels above most of them, we do not outspeed them very comfortably. We got through all the way to the Aerodactyl, and Ice Punch is not a one-shot. Hyper Beam does decent damage, and we don't have rest on our moveset. And then Charizard's Flamethrower takes us down. Because Charizard's defenses aren't the greatest, we really should have been using Return there. So we just need to be a bit smarter with what we do. We start this fight on level 61, giving us a little bit more to work with in speed. And from this level we can actually outspeed most things now. Apart from the Aerodactyl, who still gets Hyper Beams in. But we get a Critical Ice Punch, which gives us a good chance against the final Pokemon coming up. And we've got half HP to work with for this Dragonite. As long as we get... If we got one Ice Punch in there, we would have won. But that's really annoying. Okay, let's try this again. We know we can get through to that final Dragonite pretty comfortably, as long as we don't take all too much damage. We get all the way to the Aerodactyl before taking a little bit of chip damage from Wing Attack, and then a Hyper Beam to the face. We deal out... Oh my god, this Charizard is just annoying me. We're on 86 HP to deal with, and thankfully an Outrage without a crit does not take us out. And we get the win. Third time lucky, but yeah, that was still a tough fight. What time did we finish on though? We beat the Johtonian League at level 62 with 4 hours 24 minutes. That's actually faster than I thought I was going to be. Considering Snubbull was around about the 5.5 hour time, kind of makes sense that we're an hour better really with better base stats. Anyway, that is the Johto League completed and we need to do the post game now. So let's go head over to Viridian City and take on Blue, the former champion. Yes, I will give him that title because he technically did beat the league, even though it was only for about 5 minutes. We can take down majority of his team pretty comfortably with just Return and Ice Punch. He's not really that big of a threat to a Granbull with all the Elemental Punches and Return on the moveset. Thunder Punch takes down the Gyarados, Fire Punch can take down the Executor after a few hits. Annoyingly, we did just get seeded there, and that might be our downfall in this fight. Arcanine is out last, and we can do one more return to get the win. Pretty quick first time win. And that brings us on to the final challenge, which of course is Red. Red's team is a very powerful special attacking team. So what can we do? Well, my most tried and tested method, you go for the Curse Return Rest strats. Yeah. This moveset alone can beat Red as long as you get the right luck. It's not 100% guaranteed, but it also means you can do this at low levels. We can also attach on the move Attract because our Granbull is female and all of his Pokemon are male, meaning we give ourselves more to work with to actually try and get Curse set up, rest back up, and not take damage. But this doesn't work every single time. You've got to be really on the mark of when you use your moves. This time around, we Attract straight away and then Curse up as quick as we can. Because we don't have Amnesia, we can't mitigate the amount of special damage coming in, which means most Pokemon we are going to take a bit of damage from. Once we've got Curse fully set up, we have rested all the way back up, we have got ourselves in the prime position to actually start attacking. So once this, for God's sake, it hit us with Thunder again, pretty much we want to be going into the second Pokemon with full HP, or as much HP to work with. That's what Attract really does. It gives us a chance not to take any damage. I mean, there, for example, Infatuation hit 3 times. The Espeon will most likely go for a Reflect, meaning you can get through the first 2 Pokemon pretty comfortably. Snorlax usually goes for an Amnesia, meaning you can get 3 Pokemon down pretty quickly. And then Venusaur will try and set up the Sun or Solar Beam. That brings in Charizard though, who will do big damage with Flamethrower, and that brings into Blastoise, and we just got to go for it here. The sun was still up, and from there, Surf didn't one-shot us. That gives us a win at level 71, 72, I think it was. And that's pretty low leveled. So, let's see how we did. Level 73, okay, I was 1 off again. Level 73 with Rest, Return, Attract and Curse. Massive attack stat. But what time we finish on? 5 hours 43 minutes. I'm happy with that. I quite like Snubbull line, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Let's see what we get next. First up is going to be... Oh, for God's sake. I'm going to do this to myself, aren't I loved the Furret run when we did that, but Sentra is another story whatsoever. Next up is Totodile, because we've just done for Alligator. I'm not inclined to do that one. And last up is Ho-Oh. Oh, and Centric's going to be the most difficult one, so I'm going to go for that one next. We will get to the Johto run eventually. If you got to this point in the video, guys, please smash that like and subscribe, you legends, and we will see you next week for the Centric only run. Take care.